Alright, Toxic Tide, guys. World 3. Welcome back to Kaze and the Wild Masks. I'm the Comic Foil, and, yeah, we're gonna feel the flow. Let's feel it. I guess we're gonna get some more poisonous, maybe industrial kind of levels. That's a thing a lot of classic Donkey Kong games would do. Classic Donkey Kong Country games, rather, would kind of start to get into, like, factories and stuff in the late game. You'd be, like, less around nature and more around factory stuff. Okay, can we ground pound to go lower here? No, but we can take this shark mask and then go back for the letter K. We can do that. Oh. My eyes were kind of playing tricks on me. I didn't see that there is still the ground. I was following this line with my eyes, but not this one. For a second, it had me thinking that was in the background. Alright. Was that Pickle Rick? Okay. I know Pickle Rick is, like, the most obnoxious meme ever. I know it's annoying, but, like, I actually really do like Rick and Morty still. I think it's still a pretty smartly written show. Too bad about Justin Roiland turning out to be a monster. It'll be interesting to see how the show will be when the characters no longer sound like him. Like, yeah, so as some of you know, Rick and Morty is created by Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland. From what they say, Dan Harmon's been the one really running the show. Justin Roiland voices both Rick and Morty and many of the side characters, because just kind of a point of Rick and Morty's humor is a lot of goofy characters who are like, "Hey, look at me," blah, 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 blah. Which, like, you know, when seen in isolation, makes it look like Rick and Morty is a pretty stupid and obnoxious show. Because it does like to engage with that kind of stupid and obnoxious humor. But yeah, I gotta remember that I can accelerate when I swim. You know, I think we'll be fine with all those stupid side characters all sounding the same with the Justin Roiland voice. It'll be interesting. Yeah, so Justin Roiland's been canceled. It seems like he was kind of a bad dude. For some reason, that looked like it would be a secret passage to me. I'm sorry. Bad guess on my part. Yeah, he's got a... What is it? Sexual misconduct allegations, the crime, bad. Stuff that would get me demonetized if I monetized my videos. So, Dan Harmon and the crew of Rick and Morty, who, you know, are already working on season, what, 6? 7? They claim that Justin Roiland hasn't really been part of the writing team for years. He's just been doing the voices, which, I mean, okay, we can't prove that's not true. That I could totally believe that's something that you just say if you're trying to witness yourself from somebody who we're canceling. But yeah, so the show's going to go on without him. And kind of the interesting question here is, would it be better for them to get a sound-alike who could do Rick and Morty's voices? I mean, there are people who could do those voices perfectly, and we probably wouldn't even notice the difference. And they're not exactly, like, the hardest voices to do either. But, would it be better to rather get somebody who put their own spin on the characters? Oh my god, what is that? I don't like it. Scary rock angler coconut thing. Oh no, stay away from me. I do not need you here. Okay, so he is invulnerable, and he is mean, and there is a portal up here. But yeah, I do think especially Dan Harmon, I think most of what he's worked on, it's been... I think he's a great writer and a great showrunner. He really loves playing with tropes. He really loves just being kind of, like, irreverent. If you've ever watched... He was the showrunner for Community, which if you've never watched Community, a deeply fascinating kind of anti-sitcom show that I think more people should watch. And if you watch it and you're familiar with Rick and Morty, you kind of see a lot of the same sorts of jokes and concepts that make up certain episodes of Rick and Morty already being tested out in Community. In some cases, maybe even being done better in Community. Alright. Very good. Oh, man, I keep hitting B to retry levels instead of A to return to the map. That's okay. Yeah, that just comes from going back and forth between Switch games and games on other controllers where the A or the main, like, accept button is on the bottom rather than on the right side. Okay, Zipline, Zipvine. Well, I can see where it got its name from. The bubbling sounds really funny in my headphones right now. It's got kind of this really good surround sound kind of thing going that at first I thought there was, like, something happening behind me or, like, in the next room. Some kind of rumbling. Wait. Maybe there was. I mean, my wife is probably going to be home soon, so it could just be her coming in. That's what's great about noise-canceling headphones. They really do cancel noise, so I don't know what's going on around me right now. Okay. Yeah, Community has this... So it was Dan Harmon, 3 really great seasons of the show, and then 3 things happen that kind of kill it. One is Chevy Chase. So Chevy Chase plays the character of Pierce. He's one of the show revolves mainly around these 7 friends at a community college and their weird dysfunctional group dynamic. And Chase is there. Sorry, Chevy Chase is there playing Pierce. Pierce plays this old guy who's he's been taking classes every year at the community college, just kind of as something to do because he's old and rich and has no friends, and he's just, like, doing it to kind of keep his mind alive. And, you know, nobody likes him because he's a jerk, and he's just kind of, he's with the study group because he craves human contact. It is an interesting character, and it's really interesting the kind of question of, like, when the gang decides to, like, be there for him in spite of his flaws, and when they decide to, like, challenge him on, like, no, you're being, like, an awful person. Like, we're not going to enable this. I'd say that's even one of the biggest themes of the show. Yeah, I saw that there. But it turns out Chevy Chase was really, really awful on set, which is funny because he plays somebody who's supposed to be awful. Him and Dan Harmon and whatever. So basically it results in him leaving the show after the 4th season. And in the 4th season, he's, like, barely in it anymore, even though he's supposed to be one of the central 7 characters. It's very weird. You really feel his absence. Like, it's noticeable that, like, oh, something must be going on behind the scenes because, like, why is this major character, like, pretty much just dropped? Well, didn't do that right. Didn't do that right. You can try that again. So he's around in season 4, but not really much, and it feels like his plot line is kind of unresolved until he's completely gone in season 5, and yeah, that's all I'll say about that. He gets like a bit of a send-off in season 5, but he's not present for it, and yeah, it just feels very odd. It feels as if, like, there's a reason why the actor couldn't be there. You know, when there's a controversy and an actor's not on the show anymore, and everybody's like, oh man, too bad Chrissy had to go back to her home planet. Second problem was that Dan Harmon got fired temporarily from the show, and I don't remember why he got fired, but for season 4, and only for season 4, there's a different person running the show. What are we doing here? Okay. Alright. This is weird, I don't like this. Okay, and then the acid's gonna rise back up. I gotcha. Cool, okay. That was weird, but I liked it. So season 4, people refer to it as the gas leak season because Dan Harmon ends up coming back to the show to direct season 5 and 6, but by then, like, season 4 is, like, where some of the worst episodes are, and the show doesn't really get its energy back from that. When he comes back, when Dan Harmon's back directing in season 5, they even refer to season 4 as, like, there's a running joke that the entirety of the 4th year there was a gas leak in the school, and they use that to say that, like, nothing in season 4 really happened. And then, so during season 5 and 6, then Donald Glover leaves the show, and he was playing Troy, another one of the main 7. And he was one of the best characters on the show, but more importantly, even more so than Chase, because bonus addict, okay. Even more so than Chase, Donald Glover is, like, a non-problematic part of the group, and as soon as he's gone, it just kind of feels like the dynamic of the show is unrepairable. One of the best parts of the show is the friendship between Troy and Abed. And, you know, Abed's still there till the end of the show, and he remains, you know, one of the best characters, but without Troy there, it's just kind of sad. These munchers, they come out like Monty Moles. But that said, I think the show is really interesting if you're interested in just, like, how shows are run, to see a show try and cope with these issues that completely killed it. There we go. Yeah, these munchers are really giving me Monty Mole vibes from Super Mario World. Okay, now we got, like, banana missiles. Can I stand on it? Yes. Okay, they're very fast, is the problem. They're faster than I would like them to be. Can I jump off of these? Yes. So can I use jumping off them to get to this platform up here? Of course I can. What do I look like? Looks like if I wanted to, I could go even further with that and follow them further to the left. If they wanted to put something really secret over there. Okay, this crystal looks like it might be a little bit of an issue, though. Well, not quite. Community is also directed by the Russo brothers, who directed Captain America Winter Soldier, Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame. And one little thing I kind of like as an Easter egg in the Avengers movies is they like to put actors from Community into those movies. So most of the, like, main, like, like 8, 9 characters from Community have appeared in a Marvel. Sorry, clear my throat. Yeah, most of the cast of Community has appeared in the MCU somewhere, usually in movies that the Russo brothers themselves directed. Because, yeah, the guy who plays Abed plays a guard that Captain America knocks out in Winter Soldier. And that was, like, the first one, and at first it was like, oh, that's the only one they're gonna do, because Abed is, like, the mascot character of Community. But no, they kept going. Because Donald Glover goes on to play, he goes on to play, can't think of his full name, something Morales. He's the Prowler in the comics, and in, Into the Spider-Verse. He's not nearly as important in Spider-Man No Way Home, but he's played by Donald Glover, and he's really funny in that role. That's the one where Spider-Man webs him to the back of a car, and he's like, "Oh, come on, man. I'm trying to take home my groceries. I got ice cream in here." And he gives Peter Parker some necessary information, and they reference Miles Morales because he says something about, like, "Oh yeah, I got a you stopped those people over in Harlem? I got a nephew in Harlem." So that's, you know, referencing Miles Morales. And then, yeah, I don't think Annie or Britta or Winger were ever in MCU movies, but the guy who plays Chang has a really brief appearance in Avengers Endgame. He's the security guard in the safety deposit box garage where Ant-Man's van is when he comes out of the quantum realm, and he wakes up the security guy to let him out. That's Chang from Community. Something Yvette Jones, I forget her name. I forget a lot of these actors' names. And I can't remember her character name either, but she was also the lady who, like, ran the, well, I didn't know that was gonna break. Excuse me. She's the same person who ran the movie theater in Drake and Josh. She plays, like a secretary in Avengers Endgame when they're back at the S.H.I.E.L.D. base in the 70s. And the guy who plays Dean Pelton plays the dean of MIT in Avengers Civil War. He's the one who, like, goes to Tony Stark and is like, "By the way, that grant you're giving, does that extend to members of the staff? Because I'm working on this design for a self-cooking hot dog." It's a dumb throwaway joke, but part of the reason why that's even supposed to be funny is because it's the guy from the Community practically playing the same character. Alright, so we got a little balancing puzzle here. There's a level in Super Smash Brothers in the Mario, the, like, classic Super Mario Brothers stage for the first Super Smash Brothers that has, like, one of these sorts of things. And I always thought that was a really good gimmick for a stage, and I would have liked to see a Smash Brothers stage take more advantage of that. Ran out of time, but okay, I'm gonna get it this time. I have a better idea of how everything moves now and what I want to do. Yeah, I don't necessarily need to get the one on the end. I can use the platforms in the middle to jump up high enough to get what I need to get. Yeah, that was much better. Okay, how are we doing on letters? We still need the E. Alright, and let's use this. Make the jump. Got it. How did I get started on this whole train of thought anyway? I guess it was Rick and Morty. Yeah, Rick and Morty has definitely fallen into a, it's definitely fallen into a formula. It's less surprising than it used to be. Oh, I need that E. Oh, I want the E. Nice. Yep, that's going to be a stage complete. But yeah, I still think Rick and Morty is funny and smart. I think we found the limitation to how smart it can be. The whole, like, ongoing storyline is clearly something it wants to joke about more than actually... Just every once in a while it does an episode that's, like, actually furthers the main plot. But for the most part, the main plot is just kind of there to tease you. And just kind of there to draw out over the course of several seasons. Oscar messaged me. I'm going to have to read that later. Another crossbow level, which is another Donkey Kong. Oh, there's a tornado chasing me. Okay, which means I have less time to think about my shots here. I like the tiger mask. It's cool, but the levels with the tiger mask in it are really, really hard. They're always hard. Missed some crystals there. That's okay. Yeah, the idea of something chasing me plus tiger mask makes me very nervous. Alright. Keep ahead, keep ahead. Not even gonna bother with those porcupines. Not even gonna bother with that crossbow down there. Whoa. Whoa, that didn't go quite how I was expecting it. Okay, those crossbows don't line up perfectly. Very interesting. Okay. Alright, I see how this works. I messed that up, but that's okay. If we don't get the red crystal at the end, it's fine. Yeah, I might... I mean, I'm interested in doing a complete run and getting all the red crystals, but that's not even necessarily something I need to do on screen. I don't think that's, you know, necessarily, like, a must-watch run of, like, oh man, I really want to see him get the run where he collects 100 of these tiny things. That... Any of those I miss, I think, can easily be a thing I do off-screen. Yeah, I just need to be a little bit more decisive on these. And try and get them down to one cycle rather than two. Okay, down, right. I took the iframe there because I really wanted to make sure I got that E. That's okay. Okay, I don't think I got any bonus portals that time though. Yeah, I was rushing so much I didn't notice any bonus levels, and I did not get all the reds. How are we doing on time? Okay, let's give this level one more chance to actually look for bonuses. I'm not wearing the tiger mask yet, comic. You can't do that when you don't have the tiger mask on. Okay, I don't see it yet, but I'll stop it if I do see something. Oh, I should have known that crossbow I didn't need was actually going to be a bonus. Okay, so things that I thought I was avoiding focus on this. This is exactly like one level of Donkey Kong Country. One of the Bramble Blast levels has this kind of thing going on in it. Yeah, we got a crossbow maze. Okay, yes, that is the first one. That's good. Yeah, but a lot of the things that, like, I skipped because I thought they were time savers are actually... probably was supposed to skip them unless I wanted a bonus. So now we gotta find them. Okay, so that's the first one. I still didn't find the second one, though. Oh, but I got my no damage crown, so that's neat. Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it. Get up to it. Okay, we got up to it just in time. Alright, defeat 24 enemies. Whoop. Probably not the way I'm supposed to be doing this. Okay. No, this will be really simple. We just gotta land 4 dashes correctly. Yeah. Yeah, we just need to time it right. It's fine. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, and I think we're going to get enough red crystals to get out of here alive. Let's just finish the stage. Okay, there's my 100 reds. Cool, alright, and we got enough red crystals too. Alright, so that's everything for that stage, which feels great. Then we're done with Dusty Cliffs. How many have we... Okay, we've gotten 4 of this stage. We need 3 more, so next time we'll continue here in Toxic Tides, or whatever it was called. Let's look at our album before we go, though. Yeah, because we got 4 more parts of our story here. So when last we left, there was some training of the rabbit pupils. Looks like one of them was more talented than the other. Looks like maybe there's some animosity here. And then... Okay, the old one is on his deathbed. So he's... Is he to choose a successor? Oh, yeah, okay, so he chose the less talented one as a successor instead of the talented one. So the more talented pupil is taking the scepter and running away with it. Alright, so we got some intrigue here. We got some stuff going on. We got some story. Yeah, we're like 2/3 of the way through that story by the look of it, actually. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so yeah, there's not going to be a ton of game left, but what's here is good. This is going to be a nice, short but sweet, breezy but hard, breezy but not easy platformer game, and I've really been loving it so far. So if you're liking it, make sure that you're subscribed, keep following me. I'm the Comic Foil, and I will see you in the next one. I'm sorry I blathered about Community so much. If you don't care about the show Community, I'm sorry. This probably wasn't very interesting to you.